Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Infinity, episode number 20, where the show's made up and the points don't matter. I am Will Kelly, and I have some friends with me tonight. The date is December 9th, 2013. And to my first and favorite Aussie, Jason, how are you this evening?
Good, thanks, Will. It's episode 21, just to correct you on that intro. We're
Did I say 29?
I think you said 20 or 29.
I said
wasn't
21, and I just drug it out. I'm just kidding.
Doesn't matter. I'm doing good. This is my Christmas cave here today.
Nice.
Got the losing Cowboys currently. I've switched the game off for the episode. I'm sure we'll tune in at the end of it to see if we won or not. And this is my tour of my Christmas tree in the background, as promised. My Disney Christmas tree.
Good thing, because I was going to give you a hard time if you did not follow through.
It was fear that I did it because of
Good. I'm glad I can incite that fear in you. Next up, Mr. Lloyd Hansen from the VG Podcast. How are you doing tonight, Lloyd?
I am doing awesome. Thanks, Will. I got my little friend here. He's my parrot on my shoulder for today.
I like it. Pirate Steven will be jealous.
Yeah, see, I'm jealous of him with his parrot and his hat and his goofy jokes. So I have my little guy here. But yeah, I got the new crystal figures, so I'm pretty happy about that. But they're still in a package. After we do the intros, maybe I'll ask you guys a question.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. Last but not least, a very special guest, Travis from the Vinylmation Kingdom website and Infinity and Beyond, presented by Vinylmation Kingdom. How are you doing tonight, Travis?
I'm doing good. Got my tree all behind me also, so
I dig it. Your tree and your shelf of, was that vinyls behind you, or just assorted collectibles?
Christmas decorations, I don't know. Well, I forget what's behind me right now, but...
Nice. Well, listen, man, I'm glad you're on the show. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's really excited to have you join us tonight and sharing your infinite Disney knowledge. So,
let's see how that goes. So,
how's it go? Is that infinite Disney infinity knowledge? Is that it?
I don't know. I don't know if anything's infinite these days, but.
All right. Well, the possibilities are.
Yeah. There you go.
Great. So, Lloyd, you had a question before we get things started.
Yeah, so I have all these guys, and they're all the crystal figures, and they're all in packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does anybody else do this, or am I just an idiot? Because they mass-produce these. There's probably more of these than any other character ever, and I'm just being a fool. Should I crack these, or should I leave them like in plastic? What do you guys figure?
Crack them.
Crack them?
Yeah, I would crack them open.
Should I crack them open, like, live on camera?
Oh, my gosh.
Like right now, like, oh no.
There are hearts breaking across the world tonight.
Jack Sparrow is now...
Actually, second thought, better keep them mint in plastic.
The way you tore that open, I think they're safer in box.
There we are.
Yeah. It would have been funny, though, if you ripped them in half when you tried to open it. But...
Pop, this isn't a Skylander swap force. I can't tear them in half.
Right?
There you go.
Oh, Lloyd, that's awesome, man. I'm jealous because I did not get I only got my Lone Ranger this weekend. I didn't get...
What's wrong with you?
Oh, you mean this one?
Here's my Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Hey, you're telling me to open my packages? Your guy's in a package right there.
Yeah, he's not coming out of the box.
Oh, you...
What?
Only fools open their figures.
Oh, my goodness.
So, Will, what's the star? Mine's light blue. So is yours? Did you say yours is silver or gold?
Yeah, we have this. We have the silver ones.
That's right. We're part of the... Except I'm the loser that bought off eBay. Travis, you were there, weren't you?
I was not there. I had a friend get me one, and then I got another one when I went to the launch events in August.
Well, that's a really cool shiny silver too.
Yeah, it is. Let me try to get... Yeah, it's cool. It reflects.
The problem is it's not different in game. It's the same character. So.
Yeah.
And it isn't like numbered limitedly or anything like that. So, silver stars, that's what you get.
Cool. Yeah, this is light blue.
I would ask what you guys have been up to in the world of Infinity, but it sounds like we've all been getting new figures.
Mm-hmm.
These are... I gotta say, the new crystal ones are really nice. I don't like the Sully. Mr. Incredible is, I don't know, kind of goofy when he's not lit up with LEDs. When Jason does that, that's nice. Otherwise, it looks horrible. But, like, I don't know. The Lone Ranger looks really nice. And yeah, Jack Sparrow looks really good as well.
Yeah, I think the Lone Ranger's like the best one.
Yeah.
You know, is actually better than its original version. The other ones I think are subpar to their original versions, but I like how the Lone Rangers.
I like Lightning McQueen, not Lightning McQueen, Buzz Lightyear as well. That one's really nice as well. Really well done. Yeah, they're nice. I don't know. I like these crystal figures.
I do too, and I don't know why I like them so much. I feel like there's a lot of detail in them, even though they're crystal.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I don't like about the crystal figures is when you look at the back of the Lone Ranger, you can actually see all the little bits that are connecting them together. It looks really
look at that.
Show that again, Lloyd.
He's got little like blocks in his back where you can see. It's really
funny.
Yeah, but
that's weird. I haven't noticed that with anyone else.
Yeah, it's only on him that I'm really noticing it. I guess because he doesn't have much detail on his back. Just kind of, it's really skinny, and you can really see where the blocks that are basically glued together to hold this figure together come together. So it's not just one piece; it's multiple pieces all stuck together, which is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's like a Disney Infinity figure X-ray.
Yeah, they should have like more opaque bones inside there.
That'd like a skeleton. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Creepy.
I was gonna say, I'm sure the kiddies would love that.
It's like, oh look, Jack Skellington now.
Where's his?
Actually, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be actually really cool. I'd like that.
If his cloak was clear, or not his cloak, but his jacket and pants were clear, and all you see is his bones.
Really, the only crystal one I could see would be Elsa. Like an ice version of Elsa.
Ooh. That's smart thinking right there.
Yeah, it's what I do all day.
All right, gents. Well, for the second week in a row, we have a rumor, and actually, I found this out from you, Travis. The other day, it means trouble. That's what that means. So, did you guys hear the big news about Disney buying the rights to Indiana Jones from Paramount?
I did.
Yes.
What are you were you trolling us, Travis? Is this not true?
No, I'm not. No.
They own everything. You just got to assume that they own every right to everything now.
Well, especially with their acquisition of Lucasfilms and LucasArts.
Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Man would be the one big character that they don't have their hands on, really, wouldn't it?
That's kind of funny.
Spider-Man and X-Men and Fantastic Four so far. I don't think they have.
Oh, really? I didn't realize they didn't have those either.
Is that all Universal still, or?
I don't.
Sony has Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man, I believe, is Universal. Yeah, as far as movie rights. So, and X-Men is still out there for other movie rights.
Interesting.
So.
Well, let's be honest. Indiana Jones trumps all of them.
True.
So I think the even bigger news about this was not the fact that Disney bought the rights to Indiana Jones, was the fact that Johnny V tweeted
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that prompted speculation. Jason, I don't know if you have the notes up. Can you bring up that tweet and we can show everyone?
Oh, is that a hyperlink? Is it? All right,
just bringing that on you. Yeah, that's pretty awesome news. I don't know, especially with the concept art that artist made a while ago. That was a couple months ago. Seeing that figure and then seeing the possibility of an actual Indiana Jones figure, that would be awesome.
Definitely.
See, we're even linking to the site. So what's that say, Jay? Oh, never mind. I have to read that.
There you go.
That's
Smiley
it. That's
face.
all I did. It was a very cryptic tweet, and I got it on my phone, and it was like, yeah, this is just weird. John's always cryptic, but this was like, even the way he linked to the link, he usually doesn't link to certain links, and it's weird. So.
Well, and he does like to tease a little bit.
All the time.
With if the Facebook group, or not the Facebook or Twitter, official Twitter channels, they're always so coy and standoffish, where he just likes to throw gasoline on the fire and say, what if?
Yeah.
I must embarrass myself because I did not read that right. I thought it was like dun 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 dun, and now you just said is the theme song to Indiana Jones, so I feel like
It was
it's more
clearly
on.
musical notes. That's how I read it.
No, it was.
Come on.
It's obvious. Oh, I don't know where my head's at. I was just so elated with the idea of that being true. So who knows? Maybe we'll get an Indiana Jones figure in the future. Or
Didn't we have
playset.
that early on in the piece? Didn't we have some fan art of a Indiana Jones?
Yeah,
Yep.
we have fan art out there. Yep.
Some concept art. We sure
Yeah.
did, which looks incredible. I mean, it looks like it was designed by the team themselves. Yeah, I was going to try to bring it up for you guys, but I think that's enough of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
There we go. There was some of the art that was done by
There we go.
people.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Matthew Harris did this one up on his DeviantArt. Looks really cool.
Does look cool. And obviously having Han would be awesome too.
That's
but,
even better.
baby steps. So, well, cool, guys. Well, we will keep our ears and eyes open for that because that's pretty exciting. Now let's get on with a little bit news. So the first thing is a PSA. Just a reminder that Disney Infinity has been nominated for 2 Toy of the Year awards. They've been nominated for the Best Boy Toy and the Best E-Connected Toy. Have you guys voted?
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna take the silence in the room that the other 2 gentlemen did not.
Well, you broke up. I didn't quite hear that question. Let's move on.
I would find it hard to not write about it without voting. You know.
Well, yeah, and I voted today. I remembered I said I was going to right after last week's episode. It's like, oh, I got to do that.
For me, it says America votes, and I'm Canadian, so I don't. That would be,
yeah, there you go.
I'm too
That's an
nice
excuse
to do that.
And Jason, I guess you're Australian, so that counts for you too. Your excuses.
I tried to vote, but then it got to the part where I had to fill out the form for my address. I thought, no.
You're like, it's too much. Well, everyone out there, you should vote if you can, or if you are a U.S. citizen. Just go to toyawards.org, and if you do that, you can even be entered in to win some prizes. And it's Christmas time. Who doesn't want to win toys for Christmas? Right?
Well, I think they get awarded after Christmas, but.
Well, it'd be cool to know. You could put up the little I-1 notification under your tree. And awesome. Next up, and I just saw this today, there is going to be an official Disney magazine on the way. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, out in England. What the hell?
Well,
England has the most specific magazine categories ever. Like, they have magazines for everything. It's so bizarre that magazines still sell really well over there. So this is kind of a cool thing. But yeah, it seemed to me, or it shouted to me as something that would really only ever exist in the UK somewhere.
well, and it's funny. I read the rest of the article, and they are responsible for such gems as the Angry Birds magazine and a few other very specific toy-related magazines. So you're right, but that's kind of cool. I don't know. It's the first issue is going to be available in February 2014, selling for £3 and what is it? It's £3 and is it 99 cents? What's it called over there?
£3.99.
£3.99. Thank you. And it's going to be full of story-driven adventures, perfect for fans looking for ways to become experts and extend their enjoyment of the game and their collection. So I don't know. I kind of thought
we might get that in Australia. I'm looking at the other magazines, and we get a lot of those.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are sort of British, so it could work.
Well, that's it. We are part of the crown, so to speak.
Hey, you did get your Sorcerer Mickey early, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, if you do that, that just means you're going to have to buy copies for all your friends in the U.S. and Canada.
I'm sure it's an epic read.
Nudge, nudge.
Well, Roger got the preview version that came out last month and the month before, and he was happy. It came with like 5 free gifts. I mean, there were little gifts like a Infinity base cover and stuff like that, but he was very happy about it, and he said it was a pretty fun magazine, especially for families. So.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I was kind of wondering if it would be like the old school Disney Adventure magazines, but just Disney Infinity specific. But I don't know. It's cool. It comes with prizes, though. Well, Jason, you'll have to report back, and maybe we can get some more info from Roger.
We'll see.
Did you guys see this next thing? It was a complete surprise to me, and it's interesting because a couple weeks ago, TJ from the Pixar Post asked if the Toy Box app was going to be coming out for the Mac, and I still have no idea if that's true. But this week, Disney released the Toy Box app on the Windows 8 store, and you can now download that and play it on Windows 8 and RT. So it's kind of exciting that they're expanding their app stores a little bit, and who knows, maybe that could mean that a Mac version's on the way at some point.
So does anybody know if this is the same version of the app that you could just download from Disney Infinity's website to run on the PC?
I downloaded it today, and from what I can tell, it is.
Okay. Well, it's cool that it's in the App Store, though, because then it has that visibility there.
Well, and it's possible to play it on RT tablets now, which was not possible before. Yeah. And I think that's more the bigger news, is not necessarily the ecosystem of bringing it in there, although that's exciting, probably more so for Microsoft than Disney. Mm-hmm. But just having it on another ARM-based, more mobile tablet, not a PC that's pretending to be a tablet. But I am curious if you can, because I didn't have a chance to play it, I just booted it up, but I would imagine you'd be able to use keyboard and mouse and the touch interface like you can on the iPad now, or the keyboard mouse like you can on the PC. So, what do you guys think about that? Travis, do you thoughts?
I have yet to really even get into any. I have them both downloaded for the iPad and for the computer, and my computer's crap, so every time it tries to load, it shuts my computer down. So I'm still working. I do a lot on the Xbox. That's about all I do on it. So.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people have iPads, but when I saw this today, one of my best friends, he's a gamer friend of mine, but he doesn't do anything Infinity, but he thinks it's kind of cool, and he just hasn't taken the time to give it a shot. And I was like, I should tell him to download that. He runs a Windows 8 tablet at work, and so, the more kind of gateway Disney Infinity products we can get out there, I think the better off us as fans are going to be.
Gateway drug, yeah.
I was gateway. Let's say gateway candy. How about that? I'm sure Disney Infinity would prefer, or Disney would.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gateway. Yeah. Gateway candy.
I like it. There's no subtext there at all.
Not at all.
I've got a Surface Pro. I should try it out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Okay. Well, I'll try it out this week sometime.
Do that, and then you can tell us if it works with both touch input and keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, that's the part that interests me. I'm interested to see if the touch works.
Or if you can plug an Xbox controller in as well. That would be kind of cool.
That would be awesome, because I'll be honest, I'm just waiting for a MiFi controller for my iPad, and then I'll be playing a lot more Disney Infinity on my iPad.
And I'm still I want to connect my PS4 controller to the PC and see if I can get that working in the PC app.
Well, that's a good idea, too.
Yeah.
All right, you have homework again. That's probably going to be a little bit more difficult than spinning around your Christmas tree and taking video.
I can't look at his video too long because it gets me dizzy.
I love it. I thought it was just going to be like a fake background you had where it kind of looked like it was in the corner over there. And no, you're like, I'm going to make everyone dizzy. And
yeah, maybe next week. I'm not going to commit to this one, but maybe next week I'll go for the staged look.
Well, mine's staged, it's just actually live, so, well. Live fake, I guess.
Hey, whatever works. I was telling Jason I looked for my Prep and Landing elf hat tonight. I was going to wear it on the show, and I couldn't find it.
I got my my Disney ears, the exclusive ones from Disney Store, cast members ones. See?
Oh, that's exclusive cast member?
Yeah.
You got connections, Travis.
Too many connections sometimes.
That's why we're making friends with you, because you know everything. Uh-oh. I was going to say something else, but I totally forgot.
Well, move on with the news then.
Yes, let's continue on. Thanks, Jason. Let's just talk about the releases of this last week. We already talked a little bit about Lone Ranger and Jack Sparrow. They both were available here in the U.S. on December 8th. You got yours this week too, right, Lloyd? Well, you said that, but was that Sunday for you or?
When did I pick them up?
Friday. I believe they came out Friday.
Yeah, I think I picked them up on Saturday, but yeah, they had come out on Friday.
Okay. And Jason got his. He's had his for like months now.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., the first release of the Sorcerer Mickey is going to be released at Amazon in the holiday bundle. If you have not gotten into Disney Infinity yet, then this might be a good bundle for you. Otherwise,
I actually know a couple people online that are getting this bundle, and I'm excited to talk to them about how they feel the value of it. Because for me, it looks like a good value, but having all the figures already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was gonna say that would, for someone like the majority of us, that would be just the one tiny worse thing than buying your Sorcerer Mickey on eBay. Just buying that bundle for an early release of Mickey.
Or buying an inflated D23 Mickey.
Yes, exactly. So that's exciting. Yeah, Travis, you'll have to let us know how your friends like it and the value they see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, a couple of the members on Infinity and Beyond are getting them, so I'm looking forward to hearing feedback from them. So awesome. We'll see.
Cool. And then the next Toys R Us exclusive disc is going to be coming out this Sunday on December 15th. And it's the exclusive number 8. And Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the Tron texture disc.
Tron on the Grid, it is the terrain disc. Yep, the texture disc.
Awesome.
Although certain stores have gotten it, well, all the stores got them. Certain stores have been putting them out, not following the, because apparently there's going to be an ad event for that day or that weekend, and they were supposed to hold until Sunday, but certain stores, I was at one in Pennsylvania this weekend, and they were releasing them early, so I have it now. But,
nice.
It's the Tron texture disc for people that wanted Tron. It's the last one, so you can make your Tron world. It just looks exactly like that Ralph and that Wreck-It Ralph Tron mashup.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's definitely exciting though. I think there's a lot of Tron fans out there that are really excited.
Oh yeah.
Lloyd, do you get it this week too?
I'm not sure. They don't ever announce it up here, and they don't ever put them on pegs. So they just have all these boxes that are mixed up. So you have to basically flip them over and look at the UPC for the right number. They kind of get annoyed when you stand there for 20 minutes going through every box looking for the right UPC. But I've gotten all of them so far. I'll just have to figure out what the UPC is for this one, and I'll go pick that up on the weekend or try.
4031, I believe.
4031. What's the top one? Because I know the Tron other the Skybox was 81. That's an easier one for me. Yeah, I'll have to look online and check all that out and see.
It seems, if memory serves correctly, it seems like you guys get them generally it's the same week or shortly after.
Yeah. It's weird because we usually get our figures a couple days before you, but then some of the other stuff we get after you guys. I don't know. I don't understand how that works.
I haven't even seen the second series discs here in Australia yet.
Really?
So yeah, I've not seen a single packet, even booster. I'm kind of half hoping we're going to get that bundle type thing, but and for any Australian listeners, the Frozen double pack is exclusive to Target over here at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, that's a bummer. Because I don't know about the rest of you, but the Series 2 discs so far have been my favorite. There's so many in there that I really, really like. And
what I liked about them is they can kind of complete things. Like, okay, you have Rapunzel and her toy box world and stuff, and all of a sudden you throw Maximus in there, and it's kind of just takes it to another level. And then you have Jack with his. Now you have his terrain and his Sky Dome. So.
And even though it's not his, but the Headless Horseman, which goes really well with him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I agree. And hey, we even have the the truck for Toy Story.
Yeah, there you go.
Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully, Jason, you get those. It was the best and easiest Disney Infinity buying decision I have made to this point.
Oh, not having bazillion packs of Series 1 and having sets upon extras and just...
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I can't imagine them doing this continually, because the only group that it's good for is the exclusive retailer that has this, because who in their right mind would go and buy blind packs?
Well, the reason I'm thinking they did this, and they might have did this last minute, is there was such a backlash because of the way that people could cheat the system for Series 1 and find certain, you can find the rounds, you can find the rares, you can do this and do that, and obviously they had them packaged like that for Series 2 and probably Series 3 already or in production. So to do this, they are helping out the people that got frustrated with the first series until they can fix down the line how they handle the blind packs. So
I could definitely see that, because I mean, on the one hand, it was known that they're going to be blind packs, and you were kind of buying into that idea and going into it with the understanding, well, it's that buying a baseball pack and seeing what cards you have to trade. But then all this other stuff happened where people were cheating the system, and it really screwing lots of other people that were not doing that and getting tons and tons of goods.
And it's not like you found it down the line. I mean, I was there. I was in New York City at the launch when a couple of us showed John and a bunch of other people there the cheat, because we found it when we started buying packs that day.
That's crazy.
They were like, what? Oh, okay, that's not good. Like,
I can't imagine. Target probably paid a pretty penny to get that exclusive, though.
Oh yeah, and people are going crazy trying to get them right now. A lot of people want it, and the supply is getting. That's why I think it was a last minute thing, kind of like the Jack and the collector case, because certain stores are not even getting them, let alone getting enough for the demand that's there right now.
Well, I've even heard of a lot of people, their orders getting canceled. Even now, I think I read something today on the
yesterday, the day before, orders were canceled for places like Hawaii and whatnot, because they didn't have enough warehouse stock.
Wow.
They were trying to supply the stores. So,
well, hopefully some more of those come out, and it would be awesome as fans if the next series they do that as well. So we'll see about that. All right, moving on. That's pretty much the news of the week. I did want to send a shout out to a few of our fans that reached out to us, and specifically Jason and I, because last week we were scratching our head trying to figure out that really cool D in the middle of one of the toy boxes. It was the Disney D, and we were both like, I don't know. And Thomas the engineer on Google Plus, and then also Royce reached out to us to tell us that it's the racetrack. It's the crossroad for the Disney Castle theme. So that's what that was. So thanks, you guys, for letting us know about that. I really appreciate that. Then I also want to say hello to two new listeners of ours. I'd like to say hello to Mario and Colton. Colton, I will be in touch about your email. And then Mario, he had a question, and I want to pose it to the group because I think it's pretty timely with the Christmas holiday season coming up. So I'm just going to read off his email. I've been listening to your Infinity podcast, and I was hoping to request a topic for your Christmas show. I'm a parent, and we have bought a Wii U and a starter kit for our son. So we will be starting from square one. Can you explain for total newbies what are the basic building blocks that we need to get started above and beyond the starter kit? What is the best recommended playsets, figures? Is there a social network to exchange or trade disc? How can you get complete sets? And is there a site to track exclusives at the various stores? Thanks in advance. Well, Mario, that is great questions. I'm going to answer a few of them before I hand them over to the group. So the website you should go to for all your Vinylmation info is Vinylmation Kingdom. We have a great group over there that has a lot of information. Pretty much everything you're asking for as far as places to find exclusives and good community for trading. And most of the trading and all of the news also shows up on the Facebook group, so that's Infinity and Beyond, presented by Vinylmation Kingdom. So that is that. So check them out for the community stuff. And now I have a few questions for you guys because I think this is an awesome, awesome email, and there's going to be a ton of parents out there who have yet to open up Disney Infinity for their kids for Christmas, and there's still some time left in the shopping season to pick up those other odds and ends. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with what do you think, not necessarily figure or play sets. Don't talk about playsets right now, but what do you think is the other necessary ingredients for Disney Infinity? And it could be Power Disc, it could be figures, and I'm going to go and throw it to Lloyd to start things off.
Sure. Actually, I just had this conversation with a colleague at work. He just bought a starter kit for his kids. He has 2 daughters, and because they were on Black Friday sale, even up here in Canada. So he picked up the starter set, and he asked me what he should buy. He has 2 daughters, so I said, easily, if you're going to get Frozen, that would be a really great thing. Ties in really close with the movie that just came out. It's 2 figures, it's 2 power discs, so that they can recreate the worlds. That would be a really good thing to own. And then there's some of the play sets, but we'll get into that later. But for singles, I said, yeah, pick up a couple because they're not really usable outside of just the toy box mode. But you definitely can't go wrong with the Frozen ones. If you have daughters, I guess.
Well, and the great thing about the Frozen toy box pack is that for someone who's just starting out and may not have that many discs, or like us who bought the Target disc, it's a great way to, like you said, complete that set, and you get 2 figures, 2 unique figures in the form of girl figures, and then the power discs that are associated. So that's an awesome idea. Travis, what do you think? What do you think are some Disney Infinity necessities on day one?
Well, Mario should realize that you can get through all of the play sets in the starter pack with 1 character that comes with each starter pack, each play set. So you don't need to quickly buy up all the characters unless you want to open up certain treasure chests or vaults or something. I would just basically collect what you want. What the kids like. If the kids are okay with just having Sully, then get Sully. But if they want to play 2-player in there, I mean, if he has 2 kids, they're going to want to play 2-player, so he's going to have to get another character from each of the play sets in order to satisfy the kids, basically. As far as, and then the discs are great. There's some great sales going on. I believe right now, this week Toys R Us has them buy one get one 40% off, which brings you to, I think it was $5 and then 40%. So, you get about $7-8. You get 2 packs. And then, he mentioned about trading discs. We have some great traders over at Infinity and Beyond on Facebook, and you can trade your extras, get what you want. I know there are people that, including myself over there, we have some complete sets of Series 1 for sale or for trade. So.
Yeah, and you brought up a good couple points there. I like your idea of grabbing some disc packs, because those right there will be perfect stocking stuffers. And if it's a family of maybe a brother and sister, it might be kind of fun to each get them their own disc, and then they can even trade between each other if they get some that the others like. And so that's good. And then the other tip that is, I think, really important for anyone who has more than one kid that will be playing Disney Infinity is you must have 2 of the same character, not 2 of the same characters, but 2 characters from the same property to play in play sets together. So, for example, in the starter kit, Sully can't play with Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean play set. You would have to get a second figure for that in the form of Barbossa or Davy Jones. So.
One other tip that I gave my buddy is check with other parents of kids that your kids play with. So he's in a smaller city in the outskirts of our city, so he has a lot of parents that have little kids around the same age, and check with them to see if they're planning on getting Disney Infinity or if they already have, because to open the vaults in your world, you don't need to buy the figure, you can just borrow the figure. So the kids can trade figures out on the weekends or whatever with each other. So that's a good cost-effective way to do that trade with your friends, or to unlock everything without having to buy it all yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Jason, what do you think about this? What do you think are some Infinity necessities?
You know, I'd agree with that. If I was buying for my kids this year, I'd be buying the starter set and one other figure so that they can play 2-player in each of the starter kit levels, and probably the album, the Power Disc album, and a couple of the blind boosters. Because as you said, stocking stuffer, that's perfect. I was talking to my wife the other day. I am spewing. All my kids have seen all the Infinity figures. It'd be the perfect gift for kids because you'd get years out of it. Every birthday, Christmas, whatever you want to give, you can give them a character. And like I think Steve C does that. Doesn't Steve C gives characters and stuff for milestones? It'll be perfect, but I've blown it. So well done, Jason.
Well, that's a problem with
so I'm
us
jealous
being
of all
kids
the
ourselves.
parents out there that have got the willpower to be able to just slowly drip feed this thing out. And honestly, it's the best way to get the most longevity out of the game.
Yeah.
It's sad though, but I know parents that have bought the figures and the packs, all the extras for their kids for Christmas, and are playing them even wrapped when the kids are at school, and they have their own accounts, and they're like, oh yeah, well we shouldn't do this, but we're doing it anyhow. So.
Well, that's just good parenting. I mean, a good parent always has to test the toys before Christmas,
right,
make sure they're not broken.
While they're wrapped for Christmas, yep.
Oh, that is too fun. I would love to see if there's anyone listening that has done this and literally have set down a wrapped figure on a base station. I would love to get a picture.
I do know one. I don't know a picture, but I do know this one guy also. His apparently his girlfriend got him Disney Infinity characters, and he wanted to know which ones they were. So when she was at work, he went over to her place and swiped them, and you don't need to unwrap it.
That's awesome.
Finding it out.
So
So
kids don't have to tear back the corners and then retape it back up. They can just pop it on the figure.
Pop it on.
Beauty of technology.
Yeah.
Well, and let's not forget how great of a value the starter pack is too. So if I mean, especially if you didn't get that on sale, it's a little bit of an investment, and that's kind of a big present. And it's great. There's hours of fun in there, and you have 3 figures just off the bat. So for some people, that might be enough.
And if Lloyd mentioned that you're going in, making sure other families and stuff. Right now, Toys R Us is again buy one get one 40% off. That includes the starter pack. So if you know another family, or you have 2 kids with 2 different consoles, starter packs buy one get one 40% off this week. So
Wow.
That's something to keep in mind, because usually the starter packs are excluded from the promotion, but not this week. So
Interesting. That's another good deal. It's funny that we're still having such good sales leading up to Christmas, especially for this type of stuff. It's exciting. Cool. Well, I think we all have a few ideas on if additional playsets are going to be purchased, what those should be. So, Jason, I'm going to send it to you first this time.
Yeah, I think the Toy Story one's the best playset to purchase personally. I think that's offering the best value, and it's probably the one most kids are going to know the best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people would actually know Lone Ranger, particularly the younger kids.
Well, I mean, you kind of just said it, right? The 2 pretty universal favorites of the extras are Lone Ranger and Toy Story, but you're making a good point saying Toy Story is probably going to be the most recognizable for kids.
Hmm.
Travis, do you agree with this? Do you think it should be Toy Story or which?
I do agree that Toy Story is the best, but I do know a lot of my friends that have kids, especially boys, that Cars playset. I mean, I'm not personally a fan of it, but the kids just love driving around, and they're good at it. So it's something that they're, it's just driving, and a lot of them have played driving games before, so it's something that they can get into and they love more so than their parents.
So do you think would that be something? And I'm asking, I'm not telling, but would that be something maybe more for younger kids where it's not as much finesse involved with controlling characters?
I think that because it's a lot of driving, I think it's more intro, and I believe that like the Monsters University is more intro because of the easiness to it. I think those two were geared to the younger sets of children, whereas something like Toy Story or Lone Ranger or Pirates are more to the, geared toward the older kids, in my opinion. So.
And Lloyd, what do you think?
For me, Toy Story is definitely the best. That's the one that I recommended to my buddy. It's just the one that has the most fun events to do. The battle arenas are fun. Just go in and take place, and just you can redo it multiple times. That was a lot of fun. Plus, they're movies that his kids love anyway, so it was an easy recommendation for him. But yeah, that's the one that I like the best as well.
Well, if you get not necessarily say that this is unique to Toy Story, but if you get the Toy Story playset and you buy one more figure, then you can, in the form of Buzz, then you can unlock the entire character vault there too. Which
Woody.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Woody. Buzz comes with it. Buzz and Jesse come with it. So that'd be kind of cool too. And this is I'm sorry guys, I just need to go off on a tangent real quick because Pirates just made me think of it. And kudos to Disney, because when you play the Pirates playset, you are playing Assassin's Creed 4 for children. People say that Red Dead or Lone Ranger is Red Dead for children. Well, Pirates of the Caribbean is Assassin's Creed 4 for children, because I'm playing Assassin's Creed 4 right now, and it's crazy, like all of these Disney Infinity flashbacks I'm having of piloting my pirate ship and going to locations in Disney Infinity. Never thought I would be equating two very different games.
You think that's funny? I went down to the PS4 launch down in New York City to meet up with John, and I'm sitting there walking around the event, and they're playing games on the big giant buildings, these big giant projections, and I look up and I'm like, that's Disney Infinity. Wait, no, that's not.
That was
because Disney Infinity is not on PS4, and I'm like, what is that? It looks so much like you're piloting, and I'm like, all of a sudden I'm just waiting for Mr. Gibbs to show up, going, it's the Kraken.
It's actually kind of funny you said that, Will, because my son came down to watch me play a little bit of Assassin's Creed 4. Just I wanted to show him kind of the ship battles and things like that. He's like, "Hey, Dad, this kind of looks like Disney Infinity. Just it looks a little nicer." I'm like, "Yeah, it looks exactly like Disney Infinity." So you're not the only one that picked up on it. My 7-year-old was thinking the exact same thing.
That's too funny, and we've known about Assassin's Creed 4 for a while, but it's pretty cool that Disney Infinity came before and conceptually similar.
Mm-hmm.
So just had to throw that in there. Well, Mario and other parents out there, we hope that this helps with your Christmas buying Infinity questions. Mario, we really appreciate the question, and feel free to get back to us if you have any more. You can email the podcast at info@InsideDisneyInfinity. You can also look for any one of us on Vinylmation Kingdom or our respective social networks that are coming up as each one of us is talking. So thanks, guys, and feel free, folks, send us your questions or comments. We'd love to hear about it. All right, guys, let's go over the toy boxes of the week. It is that time of the show, and Jason ran down his weekly review, and so he's going to just briefly go over the toy boxes, and then he's going to tell the rest of the podcast and the rest of the world who, in his eyes, is the best toy box.
Yes, let's quickly go over these. I assume these are... it doesn't matter if they're in order. Mega Gizmo Duck was the first one I played anyway, which is the description reads, Blatherskite Gyro's robot Armstrong has gone haywire and grown giant. Save or destroy Duckburg in this 1v1 arena. So I'm assuming it was a battle arena. I quickly played it. It was cool. Big robot things from the show. Huge fan of the show. So Safe Cracking was my favorite. That's the one I recommend everyone go to, even though technically I didn't play it because I got stuck. If you want to see how I got stuck. In fact, I completely lost my character. Could not work out how to get my character back on screen, so I quit out of it. But there's a really cool mechanic about finding a safe combination in the level and then unlocking access to Scrooge's bin, which I just think was a really cool, one of the coolest game mechanics I've seen out of a toy box thus far. Next one was McDuck in Danger. Blast Me Bagpipes. Scrooge has been captured by robots. A classic Find Five Scrooges level, which was all right. Scrooge, the One Epic DuckTales Racetrack. This one was.
It wasn't
all right.
epic. No.
It was a racetrack. I wasn't getting the DuckTale vibe, although that one did have the most epic 8-bit art. It had the 8-bit DuckTales representation, which really they could have just put that, and that would have been enough. Do a circle perhaps around it, and I would have been happy with that. But apart from that epic 8-bit recreation, it wasn't much DuckTales-ness about it, in my opinion. And the fighting one was Saving Scrooge. That one was really cool, actually. I'm remembering that one now. They had really cool level design layout. They had like you had to get to X amount of Scrooge's bins, and just the layout was really clever. They had like sewer systems underneath to gain access to hidden money bins and everything. So a couple of good ones there. Saving Scrooge and Safe Cracking. That's my recommendation. And just check out the other one, the Scrooged one on YouTube. That'll cover that one. But I wanted to sidetrack because as I was playing these ones, and this sort of links back to the Indiana Jones rumor, so to speak. I was playing these DuckTales and I thought this was really cool, but I thought, how much cooler would this be if we had more DuckTales assets or more Indiana Jones assets? I'm thinking, I don't know. I just feel like this Infinity. I spoke about it. Last week I was talking about that blister pack toy idea. Now I want, let's get that play set idea really legitimately happening and have in-game toys that you buy. I just can't see how Disney doesn't win. Imagine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've got the money bin, but there's so many other DuckTales assets that you could have. Not to mention characters like Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Donald Duck. I just think it'd be amazing if people will let loose in these franchises. Just imagine all the cool play sets you'd have in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm talking not play sets, I'm talking toys. Like get the big Rolling Stone toy from the Indiana Jones set and buy the blowhole spears trap. I mean, the whole Indiana Jones thing would have been awesome, like traps thing as it is. But yeah, just playing this DuckTales, this is really cool, but how much cooler would it be if we had assets that were legitimately designed for DuckTales? And I would buy that stuff all day long if Disney put out digital toys for the different franchises. What's your thoughts on that?
So what you're saying, just for clarification, so not having to repurpose as much. Yeah,
I'm just saying bring out far more. This would be a digital type thing. It'd be digital packages. You're buying a DuckTales toy collection or something, or and just giving people more opportunities to delve into the world of DuckTales and be able to, again, a bit like in what's it called, Little Big Planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there could be levels upon levels of things that like people can recreate. Homages to episodes of DuckTales if there was more of that theme-specific toys. I guess again, if you've got to harken back to this is designed to be a replication of playing with your original toys and original play sets. I just think the problem is that at the moment it's all tied to the figures, which is cool. I wholeheartedly agree that figures, like characters, should be tied to the thing, but I would like to see them have more opportunity to just insert as many digital recreations of, like, what's his name? Like Gyro. Is it Gyro's got that helicopter in DuckTales? I'm struggling to remember right now. Or what's his name? Launchpad, like a helicopter or plane, just for the ability of them to go, hey guys, this week we're releasing a series of DuckTales vehicles. And it's like $2 to buy the set. That's $2 I'm happy to spend.
Well, I don't think that's too. And Jason and I kept having to switch the camera because you're spinning Christmas tree.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's getting there.
uh,
People throwing up on the podcast right
yeah,
now watching YouTube.
that would
That's all
make
right.
for a good show. I don't think that's, and I'm curious to hear what the rest of you think, but I don't think that's too far from reality. The money bin, for example, has nothing to do with the figure. The up house has nothing to do with the figure, and those are toy box unlocks right now. I see what you're saying, like having series of toys that you can get in game for different properties, and I mean, I think like all Disney fans out there that we would love to see this. It's just a matter of how they can prioritize that. And I think you brought up Little Big Planet. So Little Big Planet has a DLC download model, which is very different than what Infinity has. But I would not be surprised with Disney Infinity 2 if there's a kind of a combination of the two. For things that are character specific, have those be character unlocks. But for other things like DuckTales, which may or may not ever have a character, maybe not in the near future, then that could be like DLC that you could download and buy and have a different kind of release model. But you're kind of also jumping into the tool disc.
Yeah, true.
With that too. So I don't know, Travis, what do you think about this?
The trend we're starting to see with everyone, each of these, particularly when it's like DuckTales, the thing is 9 times out of 10, and I obviously haven't had that many, someone's literally just going to build the character out of blocks, if you know what I mean. It's like the limitations are starting to really show themselves when you've got a particular theme like DuckTales, which has such a rich history. Yeah, I don't know. We just know that'd be much cooler if we had more DuckTales assets to use for such a category.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
I think the one problem you might get into, and I've had this discussion with people before, is that and it's weird. Most people have it connected to the internet where you can have direct download. Not everyone does. So then you're taking it and you're saying, look, if you're hooked up to the internet and you can't get direct download, then you're alienating these people. So you have to have a line drawn, maybe not a line, but there has to be a happy medium where you're not discriminating against your loyal customers that don't have direct download, and because this game is based on the toys and the discs and everything like that, and I don't believe Skylanders has direct downloads, so it's kind of like more toy driven. Yeah. Now whether that means they're going to bring out more discs and stuff, you don't know. So.
Good point.
And that was something I think that was very conscious of them, a decision they made. You also have to think about the target audience too, where, not every, but most kids these days live on the internet, even at a young age. But for younger kids, seeing an ad for a new power disc in a magazine, in a kid's magazine, is very different than having to go through an online store.
Cool.
But Jason, I know that you weren't necessarily saying DLC is the only way of doing it. All you're saying is you want more of these types of toys in the game, and if the foresight is there during development, there's no reason that can't be included in.
Yeah, I guess it's more the point that a system that they can inject this stuff post. Like if some game blew up in Infinity, if there was community sharing, and someone made this epic DuckTales level, it'd be frustrating for them not to be able to go, well, let's give them more DuckTales tools to see what better things they can create, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Indiana Jones is probably a better example, where, say, you could create endless different dungeon trap toys stuff for people to create awesome Tomb Raider-esque Indiana Jones toy boxes, and just the ability for them to monetize it, because the problem is if they're going to create toys and stuff, they need to make money. They can't afford to just continually do it free, because artists have to design the toy and program it and blah 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 blah. That's why I think the DLC model is a good way to go, and I kind of like it work. Like at the moment when you join a toy box, if you haven't unlocked that stuff, you can still play it. So it'd almost be catering to the level builders rather than the young kids, and then hopefully give them the ability so that everyone's game's automatically updated in the background, so you can play everything, but you may not have access to everything unless you've bought it. But you can play it if you're downloading someone else's Indiana Jones level.
Well, it's not necessarily a new problem with the new solution either. I mean, I remember buying the collected map pack for Halo 2, where you could download all those pieces individually on the original Xbox, or you could just buy the booster, if you will. And so that might be another alternative for those that don't have access to internet. As every 3 to 6 months, a new booster disc comes out with that missing information. So.
Yeah. But anyway, DuckTales, really cool topic and really cool subject, and it'd just be nice to have more DuckTales elements in it. The way it is at the moment, that's all we've got. So that's all you can work with, so to speak.
Awesome. Well, that was this week's toy boxes. Next week is the Polar Toy Box, the North Pole Challenge. That's the newly announced. So that is going to be a deadline of December 11th. Really, really excited to see that. That will be just in time for our Christmas show. Just a reminder that this week's releases will be the Wreck-It Ralph Challenge. I'm sure lots of us are excited about that. So, yeah. Cool. Now let's continue on with the show. We have started a relatively new segment here on the show, and it is a discussion on improvements, and whether that be a positive or a wish list item we would like, or maybe a negative or a needs improvement. And this week I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Travis because he has something he wants to talk about.
Well, mine has nothing really to do with the actual Disney Infinity game or Disney Infinity in general. It's geared towards the retailers, mainly Toys R Us, but also Target and Walmart and Best Buy. Even is their communication with their customers within their stores. The problem is, like, take for example the terrain disc for Tron. Release date is December 15th. Stores started putting them out as of December 1st. So now you have people that are trying to rush to go get. They go to a store saying, "Oh, they have it. They're not released yet because the store is following release date." I went and I actually got Crystal Lone Ranger early. They were out on the shelf. Went up at Toys R Us. Went up to the register. They rang up red. The manager came over, typed the code in. I was able to buy it 3 days before release date. Disney's, I guess, really can't enforce that, but I believe the retailers need to get everybody on page, because then you have upset customers saying, "Well, look, my friend in Arkansas could get it, but I couldn't get it." Then advertisements, not advertising things right, or not giving dates on the advertisements. It's been one big mess as far as the release dates and the individual stores and the corporation as a whole following the release dates. So that's my biggest gripe as far as needs improvement.
Yeah, and that's something we've talked about quite a bit on this show, and it's just got to be a PR nightmare for Infinity, because they really are at the whim of the retailers, and it just causes nothing but problems when these street dates are broken or when information is not communicated well. We have a unique group here on the show. We have a Canadian and an Australian, and half the time we'll ask each other questions, and the response is, "Well, I don't know. Based on history, this is what I'm expecting." And it's just, here's the thing. Disney Infinity, as far as the retail model goes, is similar to Skylanders, right? Yep. Skylanders has been around for a very, very long time at this point. How have they not figured all of this out by now?
Yeah, I think for Skylanders, they plan for the shortages, because they know that people are going to be heading to the store to get the Wave 2 figures, and it's going to be crazy, and it's good for the people that buy the stock from Activision, like those being Toys R Us and all the other game retailers, because it gets people in constantly looking for these new figures. So it's a win for them, and then it's a win for Activision because they sell a lot. Then it's similar with Disney Infinity, where they did the timed releases. I almost wish that there was a website you could go to and say, okay, I want all these figures, and here's my credit card, and just ship them to me when they come out. And I don't need to go to the store. I don't want to go wait in lines. I just want them to come to me when they're out. That would be my preferred method, but I know that's obviously not reality, although I wish it was.
Well, and it wouldn't be, again, as big of a deal if you knew, not necessarily referring to limited amounts of stock or limited stock, but just knowing today when I walk in there is the day it's supposed to be out. If I am not able to make it until after work and they're sold out, well, that's on me. But walking in there and they saying, oh, we didn't get any, or we have no idea what you're talking about, that's when it gets really frustrating.
Yeah, like this weekend with Jack Sparrow and Lone Ranger. Some of my friends went into stores. They weren't even there yet. The figures weren't even there. Others, the figures were buried in the back, and they didn't even take the time to bring them out for release day. My store had them right out there. No, that's no problem. Yeah. Another friend went there. They were sold out because they released it a week early and didn't follow release date. So you get every store is different. Not all stores are doing it right, and that just leaves with most of your fan base upset.
Mm-hmm.
In this country, we could have huge fines if people break street date. Is it not like that in the US?
Whether it should be, whether they get enforced, I don't know. Yeah. Because you have these big retailers that are spending a lot of money to do these exclusives. Like, Walmart, both Woody and Rapunzel were absolute nightmares. Rapunzel's still a nightmare. It's insane the amount of craziness that's been happening with these figures.
Yeah, I know with especially big video game releases, retailers do get fined, and that's actually not that uncommon of a thing. But with something like a figure, I'm not sure if, like Travis said, I think it is possible, but who knows if it actually happens or not.
Because if I was Disney, I'd be on it like a ton of bricks, because it's not the fact that the retailers are getting early, it's the customers that miss out because they released it early. Mm-hmm. And did not know that, so to speak, and didn't get it because of the fact that they were all sold out before the day of actual release, even. Like that, to me, that's, not looking good on them. So I'd be either revoking the exclusive deals and giving it, there's plenty of other retailers, particularly in the US, that the exclusives can be given to.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised how many big block retailers are really not in here. There's the big four have been involved, and all four of them have had issues.
Mm-hmm. So it makes you wonder. I mean, where's the root of the problem? I don't know, but Jason, you're making a good point. Is that it's okay? So we might know better. We might know that this is people at Toys R Us selling it a week early and then screwing us when we go in there to get it on time. But for the average consumer, the average parent that goes in there and who read the release on the Disney Infinity website or something, they're going to blame Disney Infinity. They're not going to blame anyone but Disney Infinity, because to them it's
that's right.
One and the same. So that's why it's one thing. That's why it's so important that they really nip it in the bud, because it's doing nothing but giving them a bad name.
That's right.
So, well, Travis, that was good. I think we all agree with you on that, and hopefully they figure it out some way.
Yep, hopefully.
But until then, you'll be reporting on the VK site, right?
We try to, because there's like with this week coming up, a lot of stores already have the Tron Terrain disc out, and then people are saying that the Merlin disc will be out this weekend. No, I have not heard anything about that. No confirmation from Toys R Us sources. As far as I know, they're still in the warehouse. They haven't even been shipped to store, so I don't think Merlin's coming out this weekend. But again, Stitch didn't even have a release date, and all of a sudden stores had them.
Yeah.
So again, there's no real communication. So you find out this weekend, and we'll report it over on Infinity Beyond, and let everyone know when we find out what's going on. But sometimes we find out after most of everybody else does. So.
Well, we will do our best. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
So much. Well, gentlemen, I think this is going to just about wrap up the show. This was a lot of fun, and I think we got some good new info in here. And Travis, I just want to thank you. I know we struggled getting you on with how we were going to get you on the show, but I think it worked out. Do you want to talk a little bit about Vinylmation Kingdom? Give them a plug real quick.
Well, yeah, Vinylmation Kingdom is one of the biggest Vinylmation websites, and just by happenstance, I met John Vignacci. This summer, we started Infinity and Beyond, and it's growing by leaps and bounds, and we're adding new content. We're just started a Blue Sky series, which is awesome, and
so that's your kind of if the sky's the limit, what you would do with Infinity?
Yeah, like this past week, last week I had my own take on Robin Hood, and I developed the Robin Hood playset. And just today, Roger, our editor-in-chief for Vinylmation Kingdom, did an Amazing Spider-Man one. And I believe next week you have one, don't you, Will?
Yeah, I'll be writing Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Course,
so we have stuff coming up. I mean, there's things in the work for like Chippendale Rescue Rangers and Captain EO, Star Wars. Matt's doing Swiss Family Robinson. So again, anything Disney that we like, we'll expand upon and see where it could fit in the Disney Infinity world. So
it's awesome. Yeah, it's a great site with great community, so everyone should definitely check it out. And you'll post up the Facebook URL in the chat, and I will do that in the show notes. So Travis, thank you again so much for joining us.
No
tonight.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Hannison, our favorite VG podcast host, thank you for joining us once again. Do you want to talk a little bit about your site?
Yeah, no, thanks again for inviting me on the show, Will, and nice chatting with all you guys. Yeah, VGPodcast.com. It's a site that I put up. I've been podcasting since 2004, so it's been around for a while. I do a series of shows there. Nintendo Pulse on Nintendo stuff. You can tell I like Nintendo over here. If you're watching the video, Mario's above my shoulder. I do Touch of Gaming, which is an iOS review show, and we also do the bonus stage, which is our Friday night show that I do with my co-host Jeff. He's going to be leaving the show in the new year, so we have like 1 or 2 episodes left, and then the show's going to be changing. Something's going to be happening. Maybe a host that you know and listen to from time to time, maybe coming on to jump on that show. But yeah, it's good. It's a hobby. Video games are a passion of mine and a hobby. Podcasting is fun. I stream all my stuff live and do it that way. So I enjoy hearing from my listeners as well and people that are just finding me for the first time. So check it out, vgpodcast.com. And again, thanks, Will, for having me out.
Well, it's always so great having you on, Lloyd. You're definitely part of the OG, or no, the OC, the original crew. You do have, it's a great, I love all your shows, and you really do cover the gamut of everything. And so everyone, make sure you check out Lloyd's plethora of video game related shows. Jason, with your cowboy hat, I know you're going to leave us and you're going to go see who won Monday Night Football. Hey, you stopped your spinning tree. Look at that. Now you stop it. When you're not talking for like 10 minutes straight and we're all like, oh.
I promised. Oh my gosh, we got crushed. 45-21.
Oh, that's just horrible.
Sorry, anyone who was saving that game for tonight. Sorry.
Dang it!
Jason, you're cut. You're cut.
Sorry. Oh no, it's still going. We're in the 4th quarter. So okay. We'll come back.
There's still time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can watch me on. You can watch my reviews each week on Dizzy Infinity TV, YouTube.com Dizzy Infinity TV. There you go, Will.
There you go. You talk. The podcasts are
each week.
Yep, the podcasts are up there, and your weekly review is always up there,
yes. And more stuff
always,
coming soon, hopefully.
Yes. Thank you too, my friend. And thanks to all you listening out there. If you want to, if you're watching us on YouTube, you want to find us audio form, check us out on iTunes, Inside Disney Infinity, or you can also find us on Stitcher Radio at Inside Infinity. Just want to tell you a little bit about our next 2 shows coming up. So next Monday night show is going to be a family-specific Disney Infinity podcast where, us adults always, well, kids at heart and most of the time act like kids, but we're always talking about Disney Infinity from our perspective. And with the holidays right around the corner, with lots of parents getting Disney Infinity for their friends, just like Mario tonight, we wanted to have a show where we talk to other parents that play Disney Infinity with their kids or will soon be playing Disney Infinity with kids, and kind of how they do that and some fun things that they kind of can do with Infinity and their kids. So look for that next episode, and then the episode after that is going to be our Christmas episode. Stay tuned for that one. I'm not sure when exactly that is going to be, what date, and we might do it on a Sunday night instead of a Monday night, but we'll let you know. That's going to be fun. And we have, as a podcast, we have a very, very special surprise for you guys. I can't wait to share that with you, so be on the lookout for that. As Lloyd rubs his hand together in anticipation.
So cryptic.
It is. But it's fun. It's something to look forward to. It's like Christmas, You can't spoil the surprises. So.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what's going on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks all of you out there who are listening, and we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities. And we're out. We're halfway out. We're still live.
I think I played the intro for the outro.
Hey, it worked. It doesn't matter. One just, I think, fades to black. So
cool. That worked. No echoes.
No echoes. I kept waiting for
echo now.
Say it again, Lloyd.
The echoes are now.
Man, I really wish we could get a. Jason, I just saw your chat.
Awesome. Well, luckily I run the segment, so I was able to blast through it anyway.
Exactly. Hey, Travis, you have fun with that, my friend?
Oh yeah, it was interesting, but.
Well, was it nice to be a little more real time and not having to correct?
Yeah, the delay was great. Yeah, sending you a message and hearing about it 5 minutes later.
The one drawback of using Google Hangout / YouTube Live for that.
No,
so we're still live because this is the after show. Or Travis, I'll totally tell you what we have in store for the Christmas episode, but it's going to be shenanigans all around.
Shenanigans.
We'll see if we all have a job. Oh, I'm so disappointed in us. We didn't do our DuckTales theme song, since that is kind of the unofficial theme.
I kind of mentioned it a little bit.
I must have just missed it.
No, maybe not.
Or maybe I've embarrassed myself singing that song enough.
Lloyd is the expert for the rights for it, I'm telling you.
What's that?
Disney will send us the check for the rights.
It's true. I'm surprised we can.
Charging us to use it.
That just goes to show how bad our singing is. Are you tearing over? You're just like, screw it. I'm tearing open to all my crystal figures.
Jason already tricked me into opening 2 of them, so I got to open the other 2.
That was great. I loved it. And you're like, only suckers open their toys.
Dude, at this point, they're so cheap. You can buy them so cheap. Like, just buy another set and have them in case if you really want to. But.
Yeah, I'm not really one of those guys. The only ones that I have are these guys right above my shoulders, my Skylanders, because they're the legendary ones, which actually have some value.
They do?
Yeah, like
because there's like 17 pegs of bouncer.
Not these ones, not the giants, but I have the first gen legendaries, which are from the first game, Spyro's Adventure, which they actually resell on eBay for quite some price. So
really, which ones are those?
Here, let me grab them.
It's good that we have Skylander people that we know, Jason, because you and I are always like, Skylanders, what's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you still have this one in case, plastic,
I do not have that in case. I have all of them, but I don't have it in case.
Yeah.
I did find the Giants, the one with Legendary Slam Bam, this week. Because I was missing that 3-pack, but.
Yeah, I bought doubles just in case that they go up in value. I doubt they will. So then I'll just have more